this is a Zur the Enchanter deck. So, 3 planes, very useful in mana reasons. 3 islands, 2 swamps. Just the 2, not as much casting of black. Now, some dual lands, fetch lands. Always get those 2 mixed up. Evolving Wilds and Terramorphic Expanse. Esper Panorama. Unorthodox one, Floodplain. I like it. Many people don't, but it's cheaper than some of the fetch the fetch lands. Vivid Creek, colourless mana at any point. Recreate Tower on maximum hand size is useful. Sarah's Sanctum, useful later game. You've got a few enchantments down. You casting a spell that needs X. Well, there's all your mana for X. Shizo's Death's Storehouse. Useful as it gives fear to a legendary creature. You're only attacking with Zur, so that's all that's needed. Cathedral of War. Exalted gives Zur that extra bit. A bit annoying, it comes intact. Not sure whether to keep it in there or not, but it is for now. Frost Marsh, just a dual land. Creeping Tar Pit, dual land, gets creature. What more do you want? Irish Island Refuge, dual land. Again, just to be a dual land, you gain 1 life. Azorius Chancery, nice bounce land. Dimir Aqueduct, another bounce land that's useful. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Orsahov Ballista, the black-white dual land, the bounce land. Isolated Chapel, that is a black-white dual land. Supreme Coast, another dual land. Drowned Catacomb, dual land. Charged Refuge, dual land, gain 1 life. Azorius Guildgate, this will get replaced by some of these shocks that come out in, that will be out in Gate Crash. Hallowed Fountain, from Return to Ravnica. Transguild Promenade, another version of Rupture Spire. As EDH players know, you've got 2 of the same kind. Command Tower, because, you know, you like all those lands. Arcane Sanctum, a tri-land, always useful. And Dromar's Cavern, a tri-land. You have to return a land to yourself, so it's effectively a bounce land. That's tri-coloured, rather than produce 2 of the same type. Now on to counters. Flutterstorm, very useful. Mana Leak, again, classic. Punishing Ignorance. I've got in here, probably shouldn't. There are better counterspells out there, but it's good for now. 4 is the maximum I go for. Lapse of Certainty. Now, it puts it back on the owner's library. I've put it in here because that way you can have a counterspell when you've got white, black, black, or white, 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 basically any combination without blue. They're not expecting a counter. So this, although yes, you're going to be, there's no shuffling techniques in this deck, so they're going to draw it next turn, but they weren't expecting it. You'll get countered for at least that turn. So then Deprive, another good cheap counter. Muddle the Mixture, good cheap counter for instances of sorceries, and it transmutes. Very mana cost of 2, of course. Dissipate, another classic. Absorb, Spell Crumple, Negate. This is a nice full art version. Hinder, top or bottom of the library. You'll put bottom because I don't know why you put top, unless you can mill. Syncopate, another useful one. The Beard, useful with buyback. Spell Pierce, very cheap first turn. They can't do something that shouldn't be. Cancel, nice full art one. Been told to take that one out, but I like it. Hard counter. Overall, I probably should take that one out, but that's what it is. Undermine, another cheap counter. Memory Lapse, like lapse of certainty, but blue, cheaper, which is why it's in there. And Countersquall, nice cheap land. Counterspell. Dimir's Charm, you've already had the Cavern of him. Charm is good for Counterspell. You also could have the option of you gain 5 life and your creature and target creature gets -2/-2 until end of turn. Many people, I will go for the Counterspell in this deck. Talking about counterspells, Counterspell itself can't have counters without Counterspell. Now, the reason why I put them in that pile is to count them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 21 counters. Possibly think go up to 25. 25, yeah. Around 25 counters is a good one. I've known people to put 14 in to about 30. I'm going for this one now because I can't see what I can replace. Although, of course, I do have a good unsummon because it's for him. Now, for tutors, you have Vampiric Tutor. You lose life, you lose a bit of life, but hey, this is EDH. You've got 40. What's wrong with a couple? Diabolic Tutor, 4-cost Tutor. You don't lose any life. Very useful. Diabolic Revelation, expensive. Use only if have to, but it lets you search for more than one card. Now for Planeswalkers, Liliana, you'd use her for the Tutor effect. Expensive Tutor again, but Tutor nonetheless. So Markov, what's that? You've got 10 life. I can wait a little bit for Zur then. Venser. I'm surprised I haven't seen Venser work as well as I was hoping, but the main idea of him is to bounce, possibly even a bounce land. No, not a bounce land. Get him to bounce a land. You got land then to do the cheap counter spells. Mox Diamond, very useful, very good. Chromatic Lantern, that way all your lands are effectively tricoloured. Sol Ring, it's not a commander, it's not an EDH deck without Sol Ring. Now Ivory Tower is in here just to make me feel happy with Necropotence, which I'll mention later. Just to gain that life that you're paid to get cards. -4 obviously. Anvil of Bogardan. No maximum hand size. You need no maximum hand size, which is why Venser's Journal is also in here, but it's a bit more expensive. Now, for clones, Phantasmal Image and Phyrexian Metamorph. Didn't think of putting clone itself and another one, but I haven't got enough room, and the real clones that you would actually put in here or in any blue EDH are expensive. Azorius Guildmage, the only way to counter activated abilities, still useful, excluding mana abilities, of course. Sovereigns of Lost Alara, put him down. Whoa, you've got more auras. You can in fact tutor auras over 3 mana cost. Enter the Corrupted, counter. You've got enough enchantments to live with that. Bruna, because auras everywhere. Auramancer, to get an aura from the graveyard. Path to Exile, you need. This is now answers now, so Path to Exile, Obliviation, get that commander in your library. Unmake. Nice one. Now to Wrath, so Supreme Verdict can't be countered, very useful. Psionic Rift. Turn that to your hand, or turn your entire field to your hand. Sort of answer. Consuming Vapors, you gain life, which is odd, but useful. Sphinx Revelation, another X card that isn't Syncopate or overall. Sorry. You draw cards and gain life. Definitely the opposite of Necropotence, but it's a one shot. But you need those cards to help. So, of course, as I've mentioned, Necropotence. I've put the edited text here because this is the Cold Snap. I think it's Cold Snap version of it. Badly worded. I would very suggest, if you have the money, to get from the Vault version of it. Otherwise, or one with the edited text, not the Cold Snap one. Then there's Empyrial Armor, the whole shebang. You've got these two work so well together. You get this, and Necropotence. Zur can be a 7/7, well, an 8, 11. Vanishing. I prefer Vanishing over Diplomatic Immunity because you can't tutor enchantments and then put them on Zur then. So I go for Vanishing over this one, but you do need to keep 3 mana. You have to remember you have to keep that 2 blue. Still the Godhead, must block unblockable lifelink +2/+2 effectively. Pheresis. Now, I've known people to get annoyed with me playing Pheresis. This is if they block too much. And then I put Still the Godhead on because I didn't put it on earlier. And then boom, they're dead in 1 turn. Glistening Oil if Pheresis goes to the graveyard. Hard to read. Ethereal Armor. It's good late game. And good with Copy Enchantment. Copy Enchantment, of course, will copy any of these enchantments. But I tend to copy this one or the earlier Empyrial Armor with that, because boom, you've got a lot going there. I put Copy Enchantment there, but that was Copy Enchantment from Ravnica, the first Ravnica. Declaration of Naught counters commanders, because obviously for some decks like the EDH decks that won't help because commanders are a secondary win condition, not a primary, or in this one a single win condition. So not very good. D-Sphere or Detention Sphere, not so good in single player EDH, but very useful in instead of the classic O-Ring, Oblivion Ring. Need it because what's that? That's exiled. Sequel of the Empty Throne. I'll cast this enchantment. What's this? I have another creature. Edge of Divinity. +3/+3. On Zur. Righteous Authority. Now this is a tutor. The one you need to tutor. Or use Sovereigns of Lost Alara. It's 2 heavy cost. Its converted mana cost is 5, so Zur can't target it. And Greater Auramancy. Let's give all those Shroud and Zur Shroud. What more do you want? Now that concludes it. This is meant to be a rush EDH. You can win turn 9, turn 10. Or you can stall. If he stalls, you can still win. Remember, You can give it Unblockable, Shroud, Lifelink, First Strike, and Infect. You know, he's going to be a big ass person before the end. So that's the Zodiac. Thank you very much for seeing this video.